Hi, friends. Great to see you again. And thanks in advance for tuning in and subscribing to our channel. Hey, I remember in 1983 when I was thinking about going into private practice. I'd worked for community mental health for about 5 years, and it seemed like it was time to make a move. But I was a single mom, I had a mortgage, I had a car note, and I didn't make much in mental health, but hey, it was a steady paycheck. So I believed I had the skills and the experience and the personality to go in business for myself. But every time I thought about taking that leap, my mind was flooded with what ifs. What if I fail? What if I can't pay my bills? What if I can't feed my kids? You know how it goes downhill. And what if people think I'm foolish? So for a while, I stayed in a job that drained me, telling myself, maybe next year when things are more stable. Well, finally, I got the courage to step on out, and I've never looked back. Have you ever let anxiety talk you out of something that mattered to you? If you have, I feel you. And today I'm going to show you how anxiety keeps you playing small and what to do about it. I'm Dr. Bev Smallwood, psychologist, and I've spent well over 40 years helping people break free from the patterns that hold them back. And here's what I've learned about anxiety. It doesn't just make you uncomfortable, it shrinks your life. Now, anxiety is designed to protect you. That's its job. It scans for danger, anticipates threats, and it urges you to stay safe. And sometimes that's exactly what you need. But here's the problem. Anxiety can't tell the difference between actual danger and simply stepping outside your comfort zone. So it treats your dream of starting a business the same way it treats walking into traffic. It treats asking someone out or speaking up in a meeting or trying something new as if they're life-threatening risks. And because anxiety feels so intense, racing heart, tight chest, racing thoughts, you believe it. You think, this must mean I shouldn't do it. This must mean something's wrong. So you pull back. You play it safe. You choose the familiar over the meaningful. And over time, your life gets smaller and smaller. You stop taking risks. You stop pursuing dreams. You settle for less than what you're capable of. All because anxiety convinced you that staying small equals staying safe. But here's what I want you to understand. Anxiety is not the enemy. The enemy is letting anxiety make all your decisions. You can acknowledge the fear and still move forward. You can feel anxious and still live a life that matters. So, I'm going to give you 3 strategies to stop playing small and start living with purpose. Even when anxiety is screaming at you, stay put. All right, here's the first strategy. Name your bigger yes. So this is that first strategy. When anxiety tells you to play small, counter it with your bigger yes. That's what I did. I felt God was calling me into establishing my clinic and to continue to fill my purpose on this planet. So anxiety will always have a reason why you shouldn't take the risk, but what's the reason you should? What's the thing that's worth the discomfort? Maybe your bigger yes is, I want to build something I'm proud of. Or maybe it's, I want my kids to see me go after my dreams. Or maybe it's, I don't want to look back at 80 and wonder what could have been. So when you're clear on your bigger yes, the purpose, the meaning, the value that's driving you, it gives you something to anchor to when anxiety tries to pull you back. So here's what I've seen over and over in my work. People who have a compelling purpose don't wait for anxiety to go away. They move forward because something matters more than their comfort. So write down your bigger yes. Put it somewhere you can see it. And when fear shows up, remind yourself, this matters more than my comfort. Purpose doesn't eliminate anxiety, but it gives you a reason to move through it. And that makes all the difference. The second strategy I want to tell you about is retrain your brain to tolerate discomfort. So you learn to tell the difference between real danger and just discomfort. And then you deliberately practice being uncomfortable. Ask yourself, is this actually dangerous or is it just unfamiliar? Will this harm me or will it just challenge me? Now, you can bet I felt a lot of discomfort when I was walking into uncertainty. And I was asking myself, would I succeed? Would the clients and the income show up? So think of it this way. Starting that business, well, it's risky. It's a little risky, but it's not dangerous. Having a difficult conversation, not dangerous. Trying something new and possibly failing, not dangerous. Uncomfortable? Yep, but not dangerous. So here's the key question. What's the worst that could realistically happen? Now, not the catastrophic scenario that your anxiety creates, but the actual worst case. And then, could I handle that? What I did was I got a line of credit at the bank based on my home equity so that I could make it for a while if the clients and income were elusive. They weren't, by the way. Most of the time, the answer to whether you could make it is yes. You've survived 100% of your worst days so far, and then you start building your discomfort tolerance in small ways when you recognize that. You something different at a restaurant. Take a different route when you go to work. Speak up when you would normally stay quiet. Or try something that you're not good at. These are not life-changing actions, but they teach your brain something critical. Discomfort won't kill you. Uncertainty is tolerable. You can handle being outside your comfort zone. You're building those courage muscles so that when the big opportunity comes, you're ready to say yes instead of shrinking back. Strategy number 3, get ready to take that leap of faith. At some point, you just have to take a leap of faith, not a reckless jump or an impulsive decision, but a deliberate, purposeful step into the unknown, even before you have all the answers. Anxiety wants you to wait until you're ready, until you're 100% certain, until all the risk is gone. But here's the truth. You'll never have complete certainty. And if you wait for anxiety to give you permission, you're going to be waiting forever. So faith isn't believing that everything's going to work out perfectly. Faith is believing you can handle whatever comes. I personally rely on God, who's always with me for that kind of assurance. So identify the leap you need to take. Maybe it's finally having that conversation. Maybe it's submitting the application. Maybe it's scheduling that meeting. Maybe it's saying yes to the opportunity that scares you. And then take it. One step, one decision, one act of courage. So here's what I know from walking with people through their fears for many years. The moment you take that leap, something changes. You realize you're stronger than you thought. You discover resources you didn't know you had. You find out that the fear was bigger in your imagination than it is in reality. Will it be comfortable? No. Will there be uncertainty? Absolutely. But will you grow? Yes. Will you expand your life instead of shrinking it? Yes. Playing small might feel safe, but it costs you. Costs you your dreams, your growth, your sense of purpose. And your life is too important to let anxiety keep calling those shots. So here's my challenge to you. Identify one area where anxiety has kept you playing small. Name your bigger yes. Practice being uncomfortable and then take that leap of faith. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be willing to move forward afraid. If this resonated with you, subscribe to this channel. I'm here every week with practical tools to help you heal with hope, cope with confidence, live with purpose, and lead with wisdom. Look, your life is waiting for you on the other side of that fear, and you're more capable than you know. So keep going, keep growing, and you'll come out stronger on the other side. I'll see you in the next video.